everyone, today I'll be unboxing the collector's edition for Ni no Kuni 2. It's just arrived today. There's the outer box. Now I pre-ordered it from Shop 2, which is a online gaming site, retailer for, obviously these types of things. I've had a lot of good stuff from Shop 2 in the past. They always, uphold their end of the deal with regards pre-orders and that sort of thing, so they are a reliable company. So here's the box for Ni no Kuni 2 there. Well, that's the King's edition. So it appears to be quite tightly packed in the box, so I'll just get this out. Set it out now. And here is the outer box. Oh, sorry, the outer box of the game. As I've just taken it out of the packaging. Okay, now it appears to be like a sleeve on the outside of this box. So probably have to cut the tabs, as it's got tabs on the top and bottom. Now the reason I got this, aside from liking the first game on the PS3, is because of it's one of the better collector's editions, with some nice items that you don't usually see in collector's editions. So I'll just slide this off. So that's the outer cover in there. And here's the inner artwork. It's a nice detail there. Nice design. And the artwork carries over from the front of the box onto the sides. I assume that's Evan, the main protagonist in the game. Right, so I just take this off. Now, luckily this time around, there's been quite a lot more available of these collector's editions, because the first game, there was a problem with the pre-orders. I know on the website, the publisher's website, people had pre-orders in for the first game. Somehow there was a glitch, and I think there was a window where in the space of 30 minutes to an hour, all of the pre-allocated pre-orders somehow got removed, and I think some opportunists saw this chance to get as many pre-orders as they could that were available for the original game, and they ended up being put on eBay for about 2-3 times plus the amount of what they were worth. So the poor customers who'd pre-ordered for themselves didn't get the first game, and it ended up with this person or persons scalping everyone on eBay for the first game. Now that was for the North American release of the first game. Obviously I'm in the UK, so I got the European version, which wasn't as good. You didn't get the gold coin, and the box didn't have like the window on it or the inner artwork on like the lid. But it was still a good edition, and the main reason what everyone pre-ordered the first game for was the Wizard's book, and that is very highly sought after. So I'm glad I managed to get a copy of that, but unfortunately other people, sadly didn't get that. Right, so here's the first thing in the box. It's got one of these handy ribbons so you can get your fingers round to open it. Now this is a vinyl, obvious from the size and shape of the package, and it's got just 2 tracks on it by Joe Hisaishi. Track 1 is the theme from Ni no Kuni 2, and track 2 is The Curious Boy. That's performed by the Tokyo Philharmonic Orchestra in Tokyo, Japan. Now, what I liked about this is that when you open it up, it's like a pop-up, like a little diorama of a scene from the game, the 3 main characters there. Now this is, I used to collect quite a lot of vinyl when I was younger, especially in my teenage years, being a teenage metaler, very into music back then. And I used to get picture discs. Now this is a picture disc, 12-inch picture disc. I used to have quite a few of these. You can see there. And on the reverse is the design that's on the back of the box as well. Now they're very highly detailed, nice and thick vinyl as well. It's not flimsy vinyl, I don't know what grams it is, but it's quite weighty. And sadly it's not a shaped picture disc, because I used to be able to get those as well. It's only 2 tracks, that's classed as a single, isn't it? But you know, it's like a 12-inch single basically. But yeah, I used to be able to get, probably still do to be honest, but vinyl's not as widespread as it was back then. We used to get shaped pictures, like a cutout around the actual music. Just a bit of extra detail really. Let's see if we can get this back in. Right, some of the seams can knock the inlay. Right, so that's that there. Now Joe Hisaishi is a fantastic composer. Studio Ghibli as well, he's done music for them as well. And the next item, now this is a nice sized format. This is the art book, Ni no Kuni 2. See that? Same size as the vinyl. So it's basically a different shape to your usual art books. They tend to be rectangular. This is purely square. Nice hardback as well. And see the pages, they've got a nice feel to them. They're not too thin. Got a nice sheen as well. I'll probably be doing a separate video for you know, turning every single page in this book. This is the quality, there's the main character there, of the art in the book. I'll just do a quick, you know, flick through of some of these pages there. As I said, I'll be totally showcasing this book in a separate video where you can see it in greater detail. Yeah, just basically the main concept art for the game. That's a very nice book, that. I was wondering if you know, the usually art books inside collector's editions, they're like teasers, you know, like tasters of the full art book that the company makes you buy separately to the collector's edition. So the value is not really there with most collector's editions. It's like a very small format book, like paperback book sized, and it's about, you're lucky to get a third or half of the content of the full size art book that is separate, you know, on sale to the ones that you get in collector's edition. So that's a really nice touch that they put that in this. The original didn't have an art book with it. I don't think they released an art book for the original. I know there was a guide book, but that's just a guide book, isn't it? They had the Wizard's Companion, that was the book for all the spells and that in the game, and there was the Drippy plush toy, and there was like a couple of DLC things as well. So there wasn't too much in the original collector's edition, but as I said, that Wizard's Companion is highly sought after now. We'll get the game out of the way. There's the fully packaged copy of the game. Looks like it's a European version. That's got it's got some German on the front there, French on the back. So it's a European copy of the game. So being, you know, still in the EU, the UK, so it should be okay if there is any DLC that's to be brought out. And we've got as well the steelbook, really nicely detailed. And incidentally, the steelbook for the first game was separate. I think it was like a pre-order bonus or something like that, but I never managed to get my hands on that. I know it was going for quite high prices on the likes of eBay, but it was a very nice design. I might try and pick one up, but you know, being so long after the initial release, I don't know whether I'd be able to get one now for a nice price. So there's some postcards inside the steelbook of various artwork from the game. Just 3 of those, and you've got the making of Ni no Kuni 2, the King's Makers, Revenant Kingdom. That's a Blu-ray disc. Don't know how long it goes on for. Yeah, that's like a making of, so that's another nice touch. probably put the game, I'll put the making of on this side and I'll put the game on that side, because I like to display my steel books with the, you know, the usual packaging. Now, here is the main item that is different to pretty much a lot of collector's editions out there. Let's see if I can get this tab off. Am I pulling it too far? I think I may be. Yeah, I think I pulled that too far now, so it's, and I have to invert the box to get this out. That's it. I think that appears to be the last inside the box. Don't know if there's anything else in there. That's just the container there. So it's a very nice collector's box, not something you'd want to just discard. Here is the main drawer of this box, and it's a music box. You never usually see these as an included item in a collector's edition. You can get this open without damaging the outer box. And as soon as I saw this, I was going to get it anyway, because I got, as I said, I got the collector's edition for the first game. As soon as I saw this, I just had to basically have it. There's the packaging there, so it's well packaged. It's just a very beautiful little music box, roughly about 8 inches tall from the base to the top of the cat ears there. But it's basically Evan on this throne there, the logo on the base, and we've got 3 other characters there. I don't know the names of the 2 characters yet, because I've not played the game yet. Didn't want to spoil it by looking at gameplay videos, even though I've got one playing in the background for the purpose of this video. But I've not spoiled the game at all, beyond, you know, the initial basic storyline at the beginning of the game. You just wind it up, get it quickly wound, and that's the, I'm assuming, one of the tunes from the game. It's got nice smooth movement on that. And each of the figures look to be well detailed as well. They're nicely painted. No like colour bleed or anything like that. And it just seems to be well crafted. Well worth the inclusion in the collector's edition. As I said, I mean, they got more than the money's worth for the steelbook, the art book, the vinyl as well. This vinyl's hard to come by these days. Particularly vinyl of a decent thickness. But yeah, I've still got a turntable as well, I think. Yeah, still a turntable from about 20 odd years ago when I used to play vinyl. Then I moved on to CDs, and obviously everything's digital now, isn't it? Everyone just basically downloads the music these days, but I still buy CDs every now and again. That is really, really nice. The ears are plastic, made to look like metal, obviously, made to look gold. But it is a nice little music box, very, very pretty, nice colours on there, some good design work on there. You can see, put up to the camera a bit more because I'm going on a bit there about the details and actually showing them. It's very, very pretty. There's the winder mechanism there. It's really, really nice. I'm going to have to find somewhere to display that. But yeah, that's the collector's edition for Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom, the King's edition, and very, very well worth the wait. I think I pre-ordered it last September or October or something like that, or even earlier than that, can't remember. But as soon as it was announced, basically I got the pre-order in, because after the first game, I remember getting the pre-order in for that quick as well. Luckily I managed to get that edition when I know a lot of people sadly did not get that. I'll probably do a retro unboxing of the first game at some point as well, because obviously I've got a lot of games as collector's editions where I was not making YouTube videos for unboxings for them at the time, and there's probably, in all likelihood, there's going to be videos for those unboxings anyway on YouTube, but it's personal opinion, isn't it? That's what people like to hear and see is, you know, another person's viewpoint on an edition or a game, what the pluses and minuses are of that. My opinion of this box is absolutely fantastic. I wish other collector's editions adhered to the quality of this one, and that's 2 collector's editions in a row for this franchise of games that have been outstanding. They've offered really unique items. They haven't just recycled like the Wizard's Companion again, like another book form. I don't know whether it exists in this particular game, but they've done things. Basically, they've released the music box. I don't know whether the music box is in the game, but it's a nice touch. It's different. Off the top of my head, I've not seen a music box in another collector's edition. Usually you just get statues, figures, art books that are very small. You'll get the soundtrack as like a DLC code. You won't tend to get it as, you know, a full 12-inch picture disc vinyl, or you'll get like a bog standard CD of the soundtrack, with, you know, obviously you can't show the artwork off on a CD because it's so small. But even, you know, the diorama inside the gatefold of the vinyl, really nice touch. They didn't need to do that. They could have just put a flat image in there, but they've chosen to put a full pop-up diorama in there. So they've taken time and care on this edition, and you can tell it's a labour of love, these 2 games. I only hope that somehow Sony will allow the first game to come out for the PS4 in like a remastered version. I wouldn't think there's much that needs to be done to remaster it, because the graphics are pretty much on a par anyway with the second game. The second game is probably a little bit better with regards to lighting and frame rate and, you know, the performance side of things, but the actual graphics were brilliant back then, about 5 years ago, I think, when it first came out. But, you know, as you can see from someone's gameplay video on this, it's basically, it's like a Studio Ghibli film come to life in game form. I know there was more involvement with Studio Ghibli on the first game, but I think it's just like a few animators from there, you know, cooperating with the game developers to do the cutscenes for this. But it translates very well to the gameplay. You can see it just smoothly transitions into the gameplay. Looks more vibrant as well. I think the lighting engine's much better on this second game. But yeah, I just wish that Sony would release a remastered version with slightly improved visuals. Doesn't need that much done to it, and a 4K update, and that's all you would need really. And I think a lot of people have called for this, but they sadly haven't done it. So it's back to the PS3 if you want to play the first game, or might have it in, is it PlayStation Now, something like that, the game streaming service. I don't think it's, I don't subscribe to that, so I don't know whether it is or not, but who knows, they might put that down as an option in the future. So yeah, that's my unboxing Ni no Kuni 2, and please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next unboxing video. Thanks a lot for watching. Goodbye.